Hi there, Selective Collective. Wow, it is like 8:30 in the morning. I don't usually do readings this early, but this message, it's going to be kind of out there. You're going to have to open your mind to possibilities when you listen to me. And just hear me out is what I'm wanting to say here, because the energy has been giving me signs and messages, very, very clear messages. And I want to, and one of the messages that I received led me down this rabbit hole of how I'm interpreting the energy changing and shifting at this time. And it's different than the other messages that I've received. So I think it is important to spread it with you. Selective Collective, I only say that because of your frequency, your alignment that brought you to this reading. Okay, so anyway, so we have the other day I had pulled some, I promise this will tie into everything, but I pulled out some frozen chicken breast, right? And I've cooked for a very long time. I'm 45 years old. I know how to cook. I don't have to even really think about it too much anymore. You know, it's like the recipes are in my head and I know what I'm doing. Anyway, so it thaws the next day. However, I'm sitting around this time of morning and I'm drinking coffee, and a message comes to me, and it's coming to me as half a picture in my mind's eye, or in the picture I associate with my thoughts, let's word it that way, of a person flipping chicken, raw chicken, and looking at it, looking at it really well, right? And the message in my mind says, now more than ever, you need to really be check your meat, especially check your chicken meat. Okay, so I got that message and I thought to myself, because it came across as my inner knowing or an inner thought, right, to me. But at the same time, I thought to myself, well, that's kind of odd that I would say that to myself, because I never think about that. It's just something I figure I do automatically, normally, right? So we get down to where I'm making dinner now, and I'm reminded of that thought that I had earlier that morning. So I'm checking the chicken. I'm actually starting to even cook some of the first one, and then I get to the second one, and pardon if this grosses anybody out, but there was a parasite in it, a very big one, and it was going through the muscle part, and because it was visible with my eyes is why I say, oh my God. And I'm looking at this thing, I'm like, oh, you gotta be kidding me. And then I look at the third one. This is a big thing of chicken too. I'm kind of slightly pissed because I paid for this and I'm probably not gonna cook it. So I look it up, because part of me is like living in the wilderness thinking maybe I can just cook this off. But when I looked it up, it said, especially with chicken, if you see something that's very obvious, then there could be other things going on. So to be safe and dispose of it, right? So I was brought back to being forewarned already about this, because you know, if there was something really bad, it could send you to like the hospital if it was really bad. We won't know because I didn't cook the chicken and I heeded my message. But I saw the relevance in that message and the new energy check-in message for you all, as far as we're having all of these geomagnetic storms. People are really getting the feeling, you know, hey, I'm feeling this on a very physical level of the changes on Earth right now. Even Mother Earth herself is being triggered, releasing 7.6 magnitude earthquakes. So we are feeling it on physical level. But the message that I was getting was, this is my theory too, just because of what the information I've been getting and different confirmations for me as well. I've had this message for a while. But something with the chicken story made me want to share it. Okay, so if I would have, the first thing in my mind is why was I prevented being sick? What would want to prevent me from getting sick? Or, what, in what world is the timeline altered that much, and why? That's what went through my head, is why. And then I remembered the messages I've been getting about the new energy and about this recoding, coding of our DNA that goes as deep as ancestral things that we are passing through our body. So experiences that you have that are popping up that may be tied to either a past lifetime or another. They were showing it to me as not being necessarily completely malevolent, but as a form of control and manipulation with timelines. Okay, so everybody's timelines being manipulated for a very long time, and part of that way of doing that is by tying all these other lifetimes to yours. Okay, so that's what I got. And I thought, in another lifetime I might have gotten very sick of food poisoning or something like that, and died. It very likely, or somebody else, and there may be still some emotions tied to that situation, and for some reason in this lifetime it might have come back around, and I'd be like, why did that happen to me? And there's no real cause and effect anymore. It's just it became a big chaotic mess here, is what I got. So things are changing it, and that consciousness, that awareness of a timeline that doesn't have to be meant for you is part of the change. So as a divine being, you can be consciously co-creating. There are some mechanisms within this, when the spirit and the body come together, that we ourselves, I don't feel like can do on our own. So it took this energy to come in, which is the new energy, giving you more messages more than ever. And I want you to, when you receive messages, if you would like, of course, analyze it. Analyze how maybe the timeline would have shifted or would have been changed, and you might start seeing, oh my gosh, this is part of the recoding, is what I'm being shown, and that it's pretty instant, it's pretty quick, as far as anything that your divine being here is conscious of wanting to create, the experience that you want to create, which is free and healthy and abundant. Okay, that timeline, not tied to anything else, you can and you will be given the tools to be able to create it. And that is their main message with me to you all, is the gifts, the abilities, they're coming more online, but there's more to it. It's not quite that simple. It's something I don't completely understand, but I know that Spirit is working through us with these codes, with these light codes, with these different frequencies. Even interstellar objects, you've got to think, even those things, without knowing what they really are, you have at least come to an idea or a conclusion that something from a different galaxy has entered yours. Your universe, your galaxy is what you are, because you are the whole ocean in one drop. Anytime there's a big change like that, you're going to see big changes with altogether the whole frequency and vibration of everything. Everything is affecting everything. So, yeah, they were just wanting me to, geez, a little chilly here today. Just wanting me to let you know that that's the information that I'm receiving. What does this mean for you? It means that you're going to have an ease of life a little bit more. It means that you're going to be forewarned about taking that right instead of that left, and sometimes you might not be able to connect it, but there would have been a wreck or an accident, and these things are tied to intricate ways of manipulation and control, is what I was told, but not to even focus on that, because it said there was it's hard to really label anything as malevolent or benevolent. Sometimes there's extremes and we get a really clear idea of what we feel like is bad or would be bad for us, but Some means of control were put there with a somewhat good intention in the beginning. Learning something. All right, but yeah, so that's what I got that was changing. An ease of life. This way, more opportunities come to you more effortlessly because you're working with. And I got a clear message that everybody's chakras above their head too are being very amped up with energy right now, so that your connection to your higher self, who can absolutely assist you in having a very pleasant experience, is very strong. This connects people to their dharma and their purpose. When those chakras are, the ninth one will give you an ability to clear and filter out your aura and your energy easy, because we are living with other people who are the ocean in one drop also. Okay. Well, this deck is called the Oracle of Genetic Gifts, and it tells me sometimes what Claire's abilities are being more and more online. So what you can look for. I have life path number 2. Somebody out there watching is a life path number 2, or wouldn't show up. The partner, the ruling planet, the moon. The partner. Okay. Yeah, well, this is a message from Spirit saying we are your partner. We want to be your partner. The universe wants to be your partner. They want you to have an experience that you enjoy. I have a feeling they're not too down with seeing so much suffering, tell you the truth. Due to something that can maybe be changed, altered back to your original divine DNA blueprint without too much interference. It's the interference that's stopping people from being able to manifest a good, happy existence. Karmic patterns and loops, those are the things being targeted to be cut, to be broken free. Those are the chains. That is the main prison. They're saying to me, this is the main prison of most humans. It has to do with things that are running on a program that they really don't have very good access to in your subconscious. Not without assistance, and so they're wanting to assist. So you are here, and mind you, it is your higher self that is relaying this to you. It's your connection. Always connected, but now it burns bright. The connection burns bright. 22 is master number 22, the architect, ruling planet Pluto. Pluto is associated with unavoidable transformation. I've heard it said that way. It is associated with underworld energy in the sense that something was torn down, taken away. There was some sort of nightmarish ordeal you had to go through, but then you rose like the phoenix from it. That whole process, though, is how I think of master number 22, the master builder card. And then, interesting, demonologist, entity banishing and removal. Okay, so they're just adding another element to the channeling today of this is a card saying that those things that have been trying to influence, maybe even get into your thoughts so that they can increase or decrease the probability of something happening with you, if they can get you into a certain state, or if they can get you to succumb to some sort of action that is just suggested, something like that. Some people have relentless torturers. They really do. Some people do. And you would know if you dealt with your own demon, what it is, what it's like. You would know all about it. This is also being assisted. this whole reading feels like it is talking about spirit and the assistance that they're giving you, and showing proof and signs that life's going to get better. This is why. These are the things they're working on in the background. This is what they say when they talk about this is the spiritual war. It is the light trying to overcome the darkness when the scales were off balance for such a long time. And why would you be attacked? Because you have the spark of the divine. The creator of all decided that it would make this group, you humans, to be very special. And here you go. Here's a piece of me you take with you everywhere. Your light shines without you needing to shine it, because it's all, that spark is there. And that's why. That's why. There's an experience that you can experience that is different than these entities or other energies out there. There's something you can experience to a full God's glory that these things can't. And there's a little bit of jealousy and envy, and it's all on the opposite spectrum, still tied to love, though. I don't know if you, I think if you're watching this, you probably understand that. Everything is. But when you need a little help around something that's being invasive, like an invasive species, then you just need a little help. Star attunements. Yeah. This is star attunements is saying spirit is working on you. It is tuning you up to how we see best would represent your divine nature and your abilities. And they're being turned on. This is like activation from the stars. So this gives you high spiritual healing, activation. It provides for ascension and life missions. And so we have already talked about life mission with your soul star chakra, number 8, above your crown chakra, above number 7. I was just shown that that one was very active right now. I think we're still working on 9 as a collective, if you want to know my opinion. I feel like we are still working on it. But the reason would be because looking at that center as the one that can do aura cleansing or cleansing yourself from other energies, I would say that this invasive species is probably part of the problem with that chakra. And so I think that's going to be worked on too. Here we go. A clear knowing. Don't know how you know, but you just know. Don't know how. Anytime a question comes up, you're able to easily answer it, especially when it comes to spirituality and how you feel about certain things. That should also be a sign of clear advancement here. Less looking things up, more trusting your inner knowing. That's already here. This energy is already present. And for some people who are very tapped in, they're trusting it. Okay, so not because of these other influences, I feel like it makes it hard for the human to trust the intuition all the time, because there are other influences that they're all about trickery and deception and confusion. So this would be saying that something's going to get much clearer to you. Clearer in the sense of you can see directly how it affected, or the actions that were taken and tied to maybe a blessing. You would be able to say, oh yeah, that's tied to that. So there's going to be more than a few steps that will show you that this is real, this is true, that how do you know things? You just seem to know things. You see the star above this tree of life? As above, so below. Knowledge in the ground, knowledge from the stars in the sky, and it's a good blend. Really good representation of duality there, having your roots in the dirt. They have to be there sometimes, right? Your roots are in the dirt. That's actually where you get nourishment from in this world. Ascension number 10. Yep, that's what I was talking about. I didn't know it was ascension number 10 though. But this is what I've been talking about. Nirvana plane. This is like as perfect as it can get. 12-strand DNA and teleportation. 12-strand DNA is talking about the original divine DNA blueprint that gave you access and ability to freely create the life that you wanted to create. It's real simple, actually. I'm sure the mechanism of this happening is different. All the influences plucked away. All of them. Even the ones that are tied into this is just spirituality and how it works are going to be changing. That's I'm really heavily getting that. So, yeah, just confirmation that that's what's happening, and because I thought that's what's happening. Feel it. I feel the change. Pendulum reader, scrying, rune casting, dowsing. 5, life path number 5, the free spirit, ruling planet Mercury. I also have tarot card reader. Interesting. It doesn't have to be just tarot though. This is about all kinds of different types of divination that helps guide and heal others. And also it's talking about your just in general, your spiritual knowledge. You can link the butterfly to knowing all about this transformation and change. And look what it seems like is transforming. This heavier influence here that's basically jealous of the light inside. So this might be about your spiritual knowledge, since this claircognizant is here with clear knowing of what's happening. Maybe you have a very good idea of balancing things on a scale. It's not either this way or all that way, and it's always rebalancing too. So the free spirit Mercury, messages, signs, and signals come from the planet Mercury. You can be talking about that. Communication with others, but communication with spirit beings. Whoever you communicate with. That seems to be like it will probably be amping up also. Yeah, and just being a free spirit, enjoying what does the inner child want to experience, so that's what I have for you today. I don't know what the pendulum reader is about unless you have a pendulum. If there's different ways you can get and receive messages, they're just kind of pointing it out here with tarot card and pendulum reader, scrying, rune casting, dowsing. I find scrying to be pretty fun to do just out in nature, not with a bowl of water, but like with nature, just looking at it. You're always seeing faces and symbols in the trees and the shadows. Always. They're always there. And in the windows with the dust, the dust on the windows, you can see stuff in that too. You just have to pay attention and look for it. All right, that's what I have for you today. If you need a private reading, by the way, mine are pre-recorded readings. Just to let you know, and the information's in the description box below. I hope you have, a good December. Much love and light. Bye.